challenge. I appreciate you. Good morning. How are you? How's my day going? Oh, you're gonna love this. So I got all ready for the day because I am supposed to work the bar, and I've been so busy that I didn't pay attention to the dates on the big event. The big event is next Saturday. So I don't even work today. I got all flustered, did not sleep well, and here I am. So my day is great. Why? Because I woke up. Detective Miller is here. I woke up today. I'm all ready for the day. I can get some other things done, so I have that going for me. But then I looked at the flyer again and it said February 15th, and I went, shit, today is not the 15th. Well, hello, Alice. So I thought, you know what? Rainey has not done crime in a really long time, so I should probably go back to my roots, which is crime. My passion, my love, my everything I wanted to be when I grew up. So that's what we're gonna do. How's everyone else? Glad to hear. You've done that in the past. Yeah. My week has been this week, we're still in the same week. It's just so chaotic every single day, just really, really busy. And yep, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. And you know what's funny? Right back there, you see that on the wall? That's a calendar. I've also got a planner, my phone, you know, all the things that tell you dates and times. And coffee time. Yes, coffee. Just coffee. No alcohol in this. JJ, how are you? No, you can't. I'm technically not married. You see this? You can call me whatever you want. I've been called a lot of things, so JJ, that's fine. That's fine. I'm like, technically. Do you see a ring on it? I do not. Thank you. But we'll just leave it as it is. So yes, I thought we'll do a murder morning. So we'll wait patiently, kind of like we always do, to see if anyone Fools is scared to pop the question. He's got his reservations. Not my issue. Whatever. Good morning. Hello, Ariel. How are you? I don't think he's scared. You could ask him that question. How about that? Feel free to ask away. Ask whatever you want. Where's Jeremiah? Hello, Jeremiah. How's the puppy? She's big and chaotic. That's how she is. She's good. She's actually laying with Fools right now because Fools... Well, hello, Jake. Fools had a long night last night. If any of you were in that late night live. I know, JJ. I didn't go to sleep until after 2 this morning. It's snowing. Yeah, it's kind of lightly snowing here, but it's not supposed to snow today. But I didn't go to sleep until after 2. Fools was trying to go to the bar last night, and that made it so I couldn't go to sleep. And then I couldn't go to sleep until I knew he was safe and sound. So I'm a worrywart. You were in that live. Yeah, it's okay. So he still crashed out. I'm pretty sure he's gonna wake up feeling not so great, and that's okay. Sometimes we need those lessons in life. He went to the bar? No, Jeremiah, he drank here, and him and Red were on live, and he got a wild hair and was like, let's go to the bar. And Red is like, no, I can't drive. And he's like, then I'm gonna drive. And he's like, yeah, no, you can't drive. And he's like, then you're gonna drive. No, I'm not. Neither of them were in the right condition to drive. and they didn't. So nice, you have a Thormo desktop. Isn't it fantastic? I love it. Fools is cool. I want to party with him. No, you don't. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to party? Flapjacks at 3 in the morning. I think he had Chinese food, my leftover Chinese food, and I think, and then he went to sleep. He slept on the couch, so I couldn't tell you. He came in the house, hung out with Chaos, which I'm very grateful for because when he drinks, he snores worse than what he snores normally. So any little sleep that I did get, I do appreciate. Crashed out early. I even left some juice out on the counter. Oh, Wayne, how dare you leave some juice out? So yeah, he had a good night last night, and that's what matters, because he doesn't go live, as you guys know, when he is away and at work. Hi Russ, how are you? His comment of what mechanic or minor doesn't have a DUI cracked me up. Yeah, well, sometimes we say things when our mind is a little clouded. Maybe we should just keep to ourselves. I left a dish in the sink like an idiot. Well, shit. Thank you, thank you. Anyway, we're about 7 minutes in, so I could get this started. See what happens. I would love to see if Carolyn shows up. I know this is her favorite, but I haven't seen her much around lately, so we'll see. We'll see. Plus, I haven't been consistent in this, so, you know. Story of my life. Do I need that light on? I do not. And I'm going to try to remember if I know how to read, because I haven't been reading in a long time. So we'll see if I don't flub over all of my words. Avery, how are you? We would wind up at Walmart at 4 a.m. So Wayne, interesting story. I don't think we have one anymore. Walmart here is no longer, now I gotta look. No longer 24 hours. Yep. Walmart is no longer, oh, let me turn this light back on. Walmart is no longer open here 24 hours. It is only until 11 here. I don't know if it was theft or what, but Bear Gut, how are you? Yeah, there used to be a 24-hour Walmart. We don't have that here. We used to. Oh, they aren't here either. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever encountered Walmart at Fabian Nacho. If anyone's ever encountered Walmart at, say, 1 in the morning, when they used to be open 24/7, there's a whole different vibe of people out there that I didn't know existed. And I'm not talking about the kind of people that come from the club or the bar. I'm talking about whole tweakers. Something happened. I don't know if it was theft or what. Didn't they have it open 24 hours right before COVID hit? Let me ask. When did Walmart stop being open 24 hours? I love Siri. Stopped being open 24 hours. I was right, during the COVID pandemic in early 2020. High five to me. Ooh, 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 ooh. So that's why. It was COVID. COVID ruined a lot of things for a lot of businesses. Not that I care for Walmart like that, but I'm just saying. Okay, 10 minutes in, we gotta start. People are waiting. People are waiting for the material. Okay, so if you're new, which most of you are not, just as a heads up, we're gonna talk about murder, meaning we're gonna talk about unaliving and terrible things that people do to other people. Some of those things may include children. So if it does have to do with a child, I will let you know prior to. But just know pretty much every story is a trigger warning. But the children specifically, I think I only picked one child case out of this just because I really didn't want to get back into this after I think it's been like 3 weeks, and just slam you with a bunch of children that are not being taken care of correctly. Oh, so I think I left that to 1 or 2. Ew, I hate people. I just hate people. People are trash. Okay, so I will start you with a local one, actually. So this, oh, hello, Phoenix. How are you? All right, so this actually happened in Caldwell, Idaho, which there is the main city of Boise, right? That's the capital of Idaho. And then you have a lot of little cities / towns outside of Boise, which are kind of all growing. I hate people. I like a few humans. Well, when it comes to this stuff, I'm just like, geesh. So we've got Boise, and about 25 minutes away is Nampa. Maybe 5 minutes away is Caldwell. Anyway, it expands out like a metropolitan area, right? So it's just ballooning out. So this is outside of Boise. So this is an Idaho man was nabbed for allegedly stealing merchandise from a local Walmart using a makeshift barcode device that scanned the price of tomato soup. So Dylan Rockwell, 32, was arrested by Caldwell police on February 3rd following reports of a burglary in process at a nearby Walmart store the day before. According to a statement from the Caldwell Police Department posted on its Instagram page, Caldwell was tracked down at his home. Rockwell, apparently they can't write either. Rockwell was tracked down to his home where he reportedly admitted to wearing a ring with a barcode. Oh, that's pretty friggin'. Specifically for tomato soup, which he wore on his finger and would scan large items. In this case, allegedly, a $300 barbecue grill. The alleged theft was reported at 6 p.m. on February 2nd. Going by a description of Rockwell's vehicle and where it had been headed to, police followed him to his home and found him, and the allegedly stolen grill. He was detained without incident and the grill was recovered. Hello, Susu! Rockwell told police that he had committed... Fucking idiot. Can I just tell you something? Don't tell police things that they don't need to know if you don't. Rockwell told police that he committed several thefts from Walmart over a period of time. It was not immediately clear how many times he had used this barcode-fitted ring, but he had allegedly used it on previous occasions to commit other thefts. Rockwell would wear the ring, which would be scanned at a register, showing up on the receipt as tomato soup instead of the item he was allegedly stealing. A can of Campbell's tomato soup was advertised for the price of $1.26 on Walmart's website at the time this article was written. Caldwell Chief of Police Rex Ingram said in a statement, "Sorry, Mr. Rockwell, your tactics didn't work this time." But it did, actually. But we appreciate your creativity. We know that times are tough, but it got you some county soup for dinner. Rockwell was booked into the Canyon County Jail on a $25,000 bond. He was charged with felony burglary and misdemeanor petty theft. His next court appearance is a preliminary hearing scheduled for February 13th. Hi, Queen! Queen, I didn't even have to work today. I'm an idiot. Hello, Mike. So, he wore a ring, if you're just listening, Wore a ring with a barcode on it for tomato soup. I wonder why he picked tomato soup. Pick up the item, scan your ring, right? He must have not been one of those people that when you leave the store that they check your receipt. I mean, it is kind of creative, but that's wild. Wild. Okay. Oh, this is Arizona. I think probably LA's sleeping too, so that's unbelievable. I know, it's ridiculous. I'd be curious if he was stealing this stuff just to turn around and resell it like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, you know? And Queen, I was going to use your cup, but I can't find it. I think it's in the dishwasher. So we're gonna have to do it next time, my lovely. Well, hello, Tino. Tino, you're gonna behave in here today. Well, hi, Shane. Happy morning. Tino, I'm gonna need you to behave. Please and thank you. All right, guys, moving on. A 27-year-old man in Arizona will spend the remainder of his days behind bars for killing his ex-girlfriend while they were on their way to take a paternity test, then setting her on fire and abandoning the baby on the side of the road. A county judge on Friday ordered Antoine Ware to spend the rest of his natural life in a state correctional facility for the 2018 slaying of Jasmine Dunbar. Prior to being sentenced, Ware pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony child endangerment. This defendant's callous actions have no place in our community. Thanks to the hard work of the prosecutors, he will live the rest of his life behind bars. According to a news release from the attorney's office, a couple on the evening of March 6th, 2018, were driving in the area near 83rd Avenue and Camelback Road when they spotted a child's car seat on the side of the road. The two stopped to inspect and found a 7-month-old in the car seat, an ID belonging to Dunbar, and several other items. The couple called 911 and police responded to the scene. After tracking down Dunbar's family, Phoenix police learned that on the same day the baby was found at the side of the road, Ware was on his way with Mrs. Dunbar to take a paternity test. Phoenix police detectives retraced Ware's steps and discovered he drove to a field near 107th Avenue and Camelback Road, where he killed Miss Dunbar and set her body on fire. According to the document, Ware and Dunbar were last seen at about 9 p.m. on March 6th, when Dunbar was taking Ware to get a paternity test. Police received a call about Dunbar's baby being found at about 10 p.m. Around the child was a single adult shoe, a diaper bag, and a backpack containing a wallet and identification belonging to Jasmine. Police spoke to Dunbar's roommate, who said she had gone out earlier that evening with an ex-boyfriend whom she identified as Ware to take a paternity test. Police located Ware at his home at about 3:30 a.m. on March 7th, and he confessed to her murder. He admitted he had a physical altercation with Jasmine and punched her a number of times with his fist. He claimed that he left her in a field in the area of 107th Avenue and Camelback. He claimed that she was still alive then. He then drove away with the child still in the back seat. He said that he panicked and dropped the child off in the area of redacted because he saw people nearby and believed they would find her and take care of her. That's when Ware said he returned to the field where he claimed to have left Dunbar alive and decided to try to get rid of the body. Carolyn! I was waiting for you. Well, I wasn't waiting, but I was hoping you'd come over. He put a piece of paper on the body and then poured gasoline on her. He then set her on fire with a cigarette. He watched as Jasmine burned and the fire put itself out. He then went back into the area where he had left the baby and saw multiple police cars in the area, which is when he took a back way to get back to his then girlfriend's residence. Dunbar's bodies was soon located, and Ware was placed under arrest. That's how they ended that one. Meth heads. Well, I don't think this is a meth head situation. Here's what I think happened. He's got a girlfriend, right? And he's taking her to go get a paternity test. I'm assuming a paternity test for him. And it probably, again, this is just my thought, because it didn't give us any information, is that the baby could potentially be his, and he didn't want to deal with any repercussions of the other part. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe she was just getting a ride from an ex-boyfriend, but unfortunately, it does not give us more details about all of that. TH, it's not fentanyl. So he killed 2 people. Yeah, Susu, he sure did. He sure did. Yeah, he sure did. And then drove to his girlfriend's house. So, that's wild. All right, let's move on. Moving on. Okay, well, this is interesting. A Massachusetts woman was charged with murder in connection with the apparent stabbing death of a man who lived on a houseboat. Child support would be way better than prison. Just gonna, well, Mike, a lot of things would be better than prison. Divorce, a breakup, hurt feelings, alimony, child support, a passport. If you want to leave the country, a lot of things would be. Nora Nelson, 24, appeared in court for an arraignment on February 7th to face charges for the murder of 65-year-old Joseph Donahue, a lawyer who lived alone on his houseboat in Charleston, a neighborhood in Boston. Donahue's body was found on February 2nd by police during a wellness check. In court, prosecutors described the grisly scene, saying that Donahue was wrapped in a white and blue covering, secured with duct tape, and affixed with weights. Investigators told a local ABC affiliate that Donahue had been stabbed dozens of times, and so violently that the blade of the alleged murder weapon broke off in his skull. Tino, I would, as long as I don't mess up. I'm doing good today. This is what happens when you don't have any alcohol. Reporting, a WCVB news station said that Donahue lived by himself on the houseboat with his 2 dogs. But when police arrived at the houseboat on February 2nd to check on him, Nelson answered the door. When questioned by police at the scene, news station reported that she was apparently evasive and unresponsive. She also reportedly told police that Donahue was at a strip club. Nelson was arrested at the scene on unrelated warrants. Officers soon found Donahue's body wrapped in a tarp and secured with duct tape with hand weights attached. Hand weights. Okay. I was thinking like those wrist weights. I was like, that's not going to do anything. And that he had been stabbed numerous times in the head and chest. Divers also reportedly found part of an alleged murder weapon. Police said the body of a dog was also found in the water outside the boat. The outlet reported that when Nelson was remanded to be taken into custody and held without bail, she said, "Nobody ever told me that this even happened at my house. This is the first time I've even heard of this happening at my house." Okay. The nature of this relationship between Nelson and the alleged victim was not immediately clear. I bet she wanted his money. That's my thought. People who live on boats are strange danger. Strange danger. Stranger danger. I I love the ocean, but I don't like to be in the ocean. I don't know if you've seen videos of those alien things that are in the ocean. You know what I'm talking about? They like look like a jellyfish up top, but their tentacles are like 3,000 feet long. No, thank you. I don't want to see that. I don't want anything to touch my feet that I can't see. I do not like it. There's weird shit that happens in the ocean. No, thank you. I won't do it. Well, hello. DJ always thought the same. Mm-mm. The ocean freaks me out. And just think about it. If something happens to you in the ocean, you're just this tiny little speck. In all of this, no one's going to find you. Let's be honest. It is, I don't want to say it's rare, but more times than not, you're not found if something happens. A one person type deal. There's whale shit that giant squid. I don't think it's a giant squid. It's something else that they say is so deep in the ocean. They've caught it a couple times. And the swamp too, the gators. Well, at least you know there's gators there. But I don't like water that I cannot see in the bottom. Anyhow, plus there's supposed aliens in the water. And I just wish they would take me home already. But here we are. So that's fine. Okay, moving on. Have you seen those alien things? Oh, you mean what I found at the beach when I went to, when I was at in Oregon? I was like, what are these? They were like long tentacle things, but it's like coral or whatever. The aliens are only by the border. Well, then we're fine. And I don't know how Carolyn takes cruises. No, thank you. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Okay, guess where we're going? We are traveling down south and to the east. Our favorite place. A Florida man was charged with manslaughter following the beating death of his father, which occurred after the two had an argument over a plate of food. According to the arrest affidavit, Julian Welch Bedeau, I'm going to say, no, that's not Bedeau. Maybe it is. Bedeau. It's a Bedeau. 19, engaged in a physical altercation with his father, Francis Welch, 45. Bedeau. On the night of January 19th. The fight, as Welch Bedeau told police, began when the younger man went to make himself a plate of food. The older man reportedly told his son that he didn't deserve to have it because he wasn't working. Welch Bedeau made himself dinner anyway, and as he was bringing the food to his bedroom, Welch pushed him. The physical fight continued and escalated when Welch Bedeau allegedly placed his father in a headlock and punched him 2 to 3 times in the ribs. The son also allegedly got his father in a chokehold on the floor. Welch's fiancée tried to intervene and the two were separated. Welch Bedeau went back into his bedroom. Someone just passed behind me. No, they didn't. My door shut. The affidavit stated that a few minutes after Welch and his fiancée were left by themselves, Welch Bedeau heard his father's fiancée yell, "This isn't a joke." When the son went back to the living room to see what was happening, he reportedly saw that his father was unresponsive. The affidavit described Welch's condition, stating that he was breathing through his mouth and appeared to turn yellow and pale. At that point, they called for medical assistance. Welch was taken to an Orlando Health Hospital where he was pronounced dead after midnight on January 20th. It was then that Welch Bedeau stopped cooperating with police and wouldn't speak without a lawyer present. An autopsy revealed that Welch died due to internal bleeding of his spleen, which was caused by a laceration from one of his 3 broken ribs. The manner of his death was ruled a homicide. Welch Badeau was charged with manslaughter and arrested on February 5th. He was booked into the Brevard County Jail on a $50,000 bond. His next court date is on March 25th. You like teal party lights? It matches with my That's Miss Rainey. That's the only reason why I did it, because it matched. Yeah, that's a door. I like black doors. Just so you know. All right. So a couple things I want to say about this one. Be careful if you get in a fight. That's Miss Rainey's podcast. You know, maybe one of these days. Well, hello, Bunny. How are you? And wow, people are crazy. Thank you, Alice. That's a door. I could go open it, but I'm not going to. Crazy that you can get in a fight with someone. I understand it was a son and his father, but you can get in a fight with someone and obviously potentially kill them. So that's wild. Wild to think that you just think you're, you know, having an old-fashioned fight, which I know it's not old-fashioned because again, it's a son and his dad, but still. I'm pretty sure many of us have seen fights happen in real life, and to know that, you know, you could potentially kill someone over it is crazy. You should podcast with the duck. What? I don't know who that is. Well, hello, Destiny. I slept wrong and my spine hates me. I didn't sleep very well at all. The Duck Dynasty family. Oh, I was never a fan. I like the swamp people. But, all right, let's move on. So it looks like, based on the title here, this is a teenager, just as a heads up. I messaged you yesterday to see when your best time to collab. Oh, on Discord? Because if you did, my notifications aren't on there. I don't even kill insects. I take them outside. Oh, Sue, I hate spiders, and I'm sorry. They are not allowed here, ever. I'm not in that much pain today. That's good, Destiny. That is great. An Oklahoma judge on Wednesday handed down stiff sentences to a couple who tied down a 15-year-old girl to a tree for 3 days because they felt she could not be trusted. Johnny James, 41, received 35 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to child abuse and neglect. His girlfriend, Kayla Clark, 42, will be behind bars for 30 years after she pled guilty to child neglect and enabling abuse. Sorry, it's cold. The victim is now with the foster family and had the opportunity to make a victim impact statement during the sentence hearing. So let's see. A woman told deputies a 15-year-old girl was tied up in the backyard and needed medical attention with a hole in her leg and lesions on her arms. The 911 caller said the girl had been there for 3 days and the caller was sneaking her food. The 15-year-old girl and her family were visiting from Texas. Deputies responded to the home, and beside a red shed and a chicken coop, they saw the 15-year-old girl sitting on a rectangular piece of carpet, leaning over at the waist with a bandage below her knee and a ratchet-style tie-down strap around her. Cops spoke with a witness who the 15-year-old identified as her Nana. The woman at first did not want to be truthful, she said, and she did not know about the girl's condition, according to the deputies. But she then allegedly admitted to knowing what was going on, but was too afraid of James to say anything. I know, Alice. I have something to say when I'm done here. James arrived home and immediately told deputies he tied her up because she cannot be trusted and likes to lie. He reportedly said she was not tied down long, maybe an hour, while he was gone. James told deputies she was tied down on 2 separate occasions. Johnny explained the time she is left outside was to go to the store or church this morning due to her peeing and pooping on herself and not wanting it outside. Okay. Again, journalism sucks on this website. So they sat her outside. That way there is no mess. When Johnny was asked, he stated that was the only option to keep her restrained because he did not know what else to do to help her. James said he attributes the disciplinary issues to the girl wanting to live with her mother. He also told deputies he sees now he will need to figure out a different situation besides tying her down. Oh my God. When police asked Clark about the 15-year-old being tied with a ratchet strap, she responded that she was taking a shower and did not know anything took place and did not see her sitting outside when they left for church that morning because she was too frazzled. First responders took the girl to the hospital. The Department of Human Services took custody of the girl along with other children who were in the home. And that's where it ends. So you went to church and you tied her to a tree, right? With a ratchet strap. And apparently somebody was sneaking her food, but never fucking let her go. And that's the person that called the police. God damn it. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I hope none of you in this chat are that stupid. Because that's stupid. I would hope that if you saw something like that, you took care of it. And you didn't just let it go and then think about, I don't even know what to say. I do not know what to say about that. Okay. How are you going to feed a child who is clearly strapped to a tree for 3 days? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I do not. And I'm going to move on because I don't get it. Oof. Let's not do that one yet. Okay. So, did I miss anything before I move on? Eat them. Okay. We're moving on. An exasperated Illinois mother called cops to say her car had been stolen with her 4-year-old daughter inside. Police issued an Amber Alert for the missing girl, setting off a frantic 9-hour search. But it turned out the girl was home all along. And now the girl's mother, 37-year-old Princess Laguna, is facing a charge of filing a false report. According to police in Rock Island, a city of nearly 40,000 along Illinois' border with Iowa, Laguna dialed 911 just after 6 a.m. on January 26th to say she left her car running in front of her home with her daughter in the back seat when someone stole it. Police responded and located the car a few blocks away, unoccupied, about 15 minutes later. The Rock Island Police Department immediately posted the girl's photo in a post that was shared more than 40,000 times. Illinois State Police set out a statewide Amber Alert. Cops set up a command post and canvassed the area using drones and searched nearby homes. But cops found the girl in an alley not far from her home shortly before 3 p.m. on January 26th, the same day she was reported missing. After an investigation, police determined the girl was never missing, and Laguna had intentionally hidden her daughter. From the moment the 911 call was made, our officers were lied to, with the only thing being true was that the car had been stolen after she left it running. McLeod said after reviewing body cam footage from the incident, it turned out the girl was in the room. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Reviewing body cam footage from the incident, it turned out that the girl was in the room when police were first questioning the family. He said Laguna told police the girl was a different daughter. Lord help us all, please. And had her other children to call her by Swahili, by her Swahili name. Laguna even pointed to the girl and said she looks just like her sister. She also had her kids take off the girl's pink coat she was reportedly wearing when she was abducted. During this time, she was speaking to the kids in Swahili. Fortunately, we have an officer who speaks fluent Swahili, he said. We were able to determine that Miss Laguna was lying to us from the very beginning. After a police detective who was stationed outside the home left to go back to the station, Laguna allegedly put the pink coat back on the girl and took her to a nearby alley where she was found by two women searching for her. Laguna allegedly left the area after the incident with her 7 children. 7 children. Police issued a warrant for her arrest on January 30th. Hours later, the cops pulled over Laguna in Johnson County, Wisconsin, which is outside of Milwaukee, some 200 miles away from Rock Island. The father of the 7 children, she did do that well, I will tell you that, came to pick them up while Laguna was jailed and is awaiting extradition back to Illinois. Police are unsure of the exact motive for Laguna's alleged scheme, but McLeod speculated that it could have been because she thought cops would take the stolen car report more seriously if there was a missing child inside. I need some nicotine over that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. That's wild. Oh, you know what? Since we're on here, let me do this real quick. I have to get out my free stuff. Let me just, where's my name? Who am I? Where's my name? Go to my channel. Yeah. Fucking ridiculous. I do have to give out my free stuff. Let me do that. Let me do it. Before I forget, since I'm here. Okay. Let's just do the other one. We're just gonna do it. Thug it. I'm like, thug it. We'll give the rest of them. Woohoo! Yeah, I guess I get 10 free ones. Thanks to Ange who let me know that, and I'm just gonna get rid of them now before I forget. What the fuck, Mike? Sweaty Big Toe. Nice! These fucking usernames are gold. Sweaty Big Toe. I love it. All right. Moving on. Okay. Let's move on. So we read that one. We read that one. Okay. Here's another one. A man described as a cold-blooded killer from South Carolina is behind bars for allegedly forcing a paramedic to wear a dog shock collar and walk into the woods where he gunned her down, execution style, before going on a cross-country crime rampage to Texas and New Mexico, where he then killed a police officer. Jeremy Smith, 33, has already pled guilty to the killing of New Mexico State Police Officer Justin Hare and is currently facing life in prison. Now, new court documents filed in late January outline the allegations against him and the death of paramedic Phoenicia Four last March. Smith was accused of kidnapping Four, who was reported as a missing person by the Marion County Sheriff's Office on March 14th and found dead on March 15th after allegedly swiping some guns from her home. He allegedly took her hostage in a BMW she owned after the theft and drove her out to some woods in the area, about a half-mile away, before killing her. Agents believe Smith abducted and restrained Four, near her residence, transported her alive in the BMW to the body location, had her walk into the woods, then shot her once in the back of the head, execution style. A federal search warrant reads from the U.S. District Court for the District of New Mexico, which was filed by an FBI agent investigating Smith's crimes in South Carolina on January 29th. When police found Four's remains, she was wearing pajamas and house slippers, according to the search warrant. She had injuries to her face, and the shock collar was secured around her neck. Plastic zip ties, which had been cut, were found next to her, and her face had bloody bandanas on it. There was also plastic tape on her mouth. After the armed robbery and Four's murder, an unnamed associate met up with Smith, and they drove from South Carolina to Texas, with the acquaintance later telling police about it. Along the way, the unnamed associate indicated Smith displayed a handgun, became disrespectful, and threatened to kill him. It alleges that Smith and the friend committed an armed robbery while driving to Atlanta and then eventually Texas. The associate chose to stay in the Lone Star State while Smith continued on to New Mexico, where he encountered Hare after getting a flat tire and shot him with a Taurus 9mm handgun. Smith's plea agreement, which was filed on January 17th, outlines what happened in his own words. So this is from the killer. I explained to Officer Hare that I had a flat tire, and Officer Hare offered to drive me to the nearest town. At that point, and while he was still standing at the passenger window of the police cruiser, I shot Officer Hare once in the head with the Taurus 9mm firearm. I then walked from the passenger side window of Officer Hare's police cruiser around to the front of the car to the driver's side window and shot Officer Hare 2 additional times. I fired all 3 shots with the intent to cause death and serious bodily injury. After shooting Hare, Smith said he got into his squad car and began driving intentionally with the emergency lights still flashing. Officer Hare was still in the vehicle when I drove off, and my purpose for driving the police cruiser from the scene was to facilitate my escape. With Officer Hare still inside the police cruiser, I drove for approximately 4 minutes and 24 seconds on U.S. Interstate 40 before exiting on a frontage road. I drove for less than 1 minute on the frontage road before stopping the police cruiser at a remote location. After stopping the vehicle, I removed Officer Hare from the police cruiser and left him laying face up on the roadway. I then re-entered the police cruiser and drove away from the scene. In connection with Hare's death, Smith pled guilty to 5 counts, including carjacking resulting in death, using and carrying a firearm during a crime of violence, and kidnapping resulting in death. He is currently locked up at the Penitentiary of New Mexico in Santa Fe, where he waits his sentencing. He was due to go to trial in South Carolina in the coming months, where he is facing 17 charges, including murder, kidnapping, carjacking, criminal conspiracy, 2 counts of grand larceny of a motor vehicle, 2 counts of first-degree burglary, 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, and 7 counts of being a felon in possession of a handgun. My goodness. That's pretty brutal. It's sad. Sad days. Good weekend. Well, hello. Hi, Tobias. The men are sleeping still. They had a long live night from what I heard. So I think Fool's, when he does wake up, he's going to be feeling his long night of fun. And I might not even see Red today because of that. So, still sleeping. Well, Tobias, to be fair, I know Fool's was up until at least 2. And I'm not sure how much longer Red was on. Yes, I appreciate you being here. Absolutely. But they had a good time. They hung out in the shop. I was supposed to work today, and plans changed. So I didn't hang out last night, which I'm okay with. I did that the other night. We can't be partying every night. I'm too old for that. Way too old. Oh, okay. 52 minutes. Uh-oh, you're doing good though. Oh yeah, I am. Tobias, I am taking college classes again. And obviously I have the full-time job and the part-time job. And I can't be partying every night with all of that. You know, I'm too busy to drink like I'm 21. I'll drink occasionally like I'm 21, but I cannot hang like that daily. So that's all I'm saying. I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I don't have days off for 2 weeks at a time. So you're a busy soul. Glad to hear you're doing good though. Yes, thank you. Okay, man in Kentucky. Are you guys ready? A Kentucky man called 911 to report the death of his wife, but when first responders arrived, they noticed she had actually been dead for 7 to 10 days. Tyler Hearn, 42, told 911, 42? I guess he could look 42. Told 911 dispatchers on February 3rd that his wife, Laura Hearn, 37, had been sick for about 4 weeks, and that he needed an ambulance, according to the news affiliate. He also told dispatchers, "My wife's dead." When police arrived at the couple's home in Highland Heights, which is near the Ohio border, some 8 miles south of Cincinnati, they found Laura's body in the bedroom, lying on the bed, showing obvious signs of decomposition. It's going to snow. In a police report, Hearn sat for an interview with Highland Heights police and admitted that he had found his wife dead several days before calling 911, but held off on reporting her death. Instead, he spent an estimated 7 to 10 days with her decomposing corpse in the apartment that they shared. During his interview, Hearn also reportedly admitted that he used Laura's phone to text her family members as they contacted her in the days after she could no longer respond. Police stated that the texts were intended to conceal her death. The circumstances surrounding Laura Hearn's death are currently under investigation, and police did not disclose a cause or manner of death. Police called the case an isolated incident and clarified that there was no threat to the community. Tyler Hearn was booked into the Campbell County Detention Center on a $500,000 bond. He was charged with felony abuse of a corpse. He made his first appearance in court on February 4th, and a pre-trial conference is scheduled for March 3rd. Interesting. It's going to snow. What am I going to do this weekend? I don't know, Jason. I am not sure. I'm not sure now. I had a big event at the bar that I was supposed to be working, and Miss Rainey is so busy. It's not until next Saturday, so I screwed up my dates, and I need to use my planner a lot better than what I have been. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. We've got a few minutes left before an hour, so I like to just try to do the hour mark, unless people were like, no, do more, do more. Okay. A scorned lover, upset about her now ex-boyfriend's multiple relationships with her and another woman, allegedly turned violent when she ran him over with her Range Rover in Florida. And this was after she was accused of chucking eggs at his car and dousing it with ketchup and mustard. Yoshabel, what's an interesting name? Yoshabel Edward, 19, is facing a charge of aggravated battery causing great bodily harm. According to a probable cause arrest affidavit, deputies with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office met with the victim, 20-year-old Curvins Santel, on Friday. He told deputies he was having multiple relationships with Edward and other women. Earlier in the day, Santel accused Edward of egging his car and smothering it with condiments. Later, Santel, his other lover, and a couple of buddies were walking around his apartment complex when they saw Edward in her white Range Rover. She turned the corner, made a beeline for Sandhill, and he tried to evade the vehicle, but Edward allegedly hit him. He skipped up the front of the Rover and landed on the windshield, shattering it. Sandhill suffered multiple lacerations to his right leg, including on his arm, shoulder, and hip. I told you women are crazy. Women are fucking crazy. Just don't even talk to any of them. Phoenix, have a wonderful day. I appreciate you for being here. He described to the TV station seeing Edward flying over the speed bumps towards him. Before you know it, I'm seeing black and I'm on the floor, he said. My body literally flew in the air. Santel noted that the size of the vehicle that hit him. It's a Range Rover, he said. Nope, not a sedan. It's a Range Rover. Santel's new girlfriend said Edward wasn't speeding, but was driving fast enough to try and hurt Santel. The victim's friends gave similar accounts. In an interview with detectives, Edward said she and Santel were in an on-again, off-again sexual relationship. She said she became upset when she heard Santel and the other woman were talking about her, according to the affidavit. Edward said she and the other women were talking on the phone when they were looking at the damage from the food items. According to Edward, her ex was full of energy and he jumped onto her vehicle when she was driving by. She allegedly claimed she did not intend to stop or slow down. Cops arrested her and took her to the Charlotte County Jail. She has since bonded out and has a court date scheduled for March 10th. If you saw the windshield, you can tell that he did not jump onto the car like a, hey, here I am. Nope, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Nice try, lady. I'm just 19 and you're already acting like that. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more and then I'll be done. I'm already at my hour, but If you want to stay, feel free. I'll just talk to myself. Otherwise, that's okay. There's some weird people in this world. Oh, Tobias. These are only like a tiny sliver of this stuff that I'm coming across. A lot of it has to do with kids, which this next one is about a child. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand people. Hi, Tino. How are you? So, all right. So, trigger warning. This does have to do with a child. If that is something you don't want to hear, please scroll along. I don't intend for many people to be okay listening to children stories that have been harmed or unalived, but it is what happens, unfortunately, in the world, and it is it happens a lot more often than you think. So, hi, Henry, how are you? Tino, I'm not annoyed with you. You said hi. I said hi. That's what I did. Authorities in Kansas arrested a couple accused of killing their adopted 6-year-old daughter in 2020 and burying her in a makeshift grave in their backyard. The death of Kennedy Schroer, Schroer, Schroer. I don't like how to say that. Apparently went unnoticed by authorities for 4 years until police in Rose Hill, a town of 4,000 people southwest of Wichita, learned in September that the girl was dead. Now her adoptive parents, Christina Schroer and Joseph Schroer, are behind bars. I know, me too, Tobias. Christina stands accused of murder, 4 counts each of child abuse with torture and forgery, along with aggravated kidnapping, felony theft, Medicaid fraud, and desecration of a corpse. Her husband is facing charges of child abuse with torture, felony theft, Medicaid fraud, interfering with law enforcement, and liability for crimes of another. Rose Hill Police Chief told the investigation began around 7:30 p.m. September 10th when officers were responding to the Schroer home in the 1400th block of North Meeker Court when someone was having a mental Schroer, Schroer. There's an ER at the end, yes. Schroer. Mental health crisis, where they learned someone could be buried in the backyard. Cops went to the home early the next day and began their search. Hi, hiker. They encountered some hurdles right away. The vegetation was so overgrown that they had to take a bushwhacker to clear the way so cadaver dogs could search the area. Once completed, the dogs alerted investigators to some areas of interest. Hours into the forensic dig, cops uncovered the remains of a young girl inside a trash bag in a makeshift grave about 2 feet deep. A couple weeks later, a DNA test positively identified the body as Kennedy. Detectives learned, are we still here, by the way, because I did get a phone call. Real quick, are you guys here? I have to be sure. Anyone, just put a dot, because I don't know if it froze it. Still there. Thank you, champion. Okay, I just want to be sure because I didn't know if it was going to freeze. Okay, detectives learned Kennedy was born Natalie Garcia on July 14th, 2014. Her birth parents relinquished their rights to the state and she was put up for adoption. Okay, thank you, Henry. The Schroers adopted her in November 2018 and changed her name. Police believe she was suffocated to death in late 2020. Her death was ruled a homicide. Since the discovery of the body, police have spent some 2,000 hours building a case against the Schroers, working with local, state, and federal law enforcement, including the FBI, IRS, and Wichita's Exploited and Missing Children's Unit. Investigators also allege that the suspect The suspect parents had been receiving Medicaid payments after Kennedy's death. The parents had 3 biological children and 2 adopted kids. The surviving children all had been placed in custody of the state since the discovery of Kennedy's body. Some unanswered questions, such as why it took 4 years for authorities to learn a child was murdered and buried in a backyard, will be revealed once the probable cause affidavit is released, after the Schreurs are formally charged. Both are in the Butler County Jail without bond. They are scheduled to appear before a judge on Wednesday. I think the worst, I mean, it's always bad when it has to do with kids. You adopted her. Why are you going to adopt a child if you're not even going to take care of them? Fools is asleep, Iker. He was up late. You know this. Like, you adopted a child. Anyway. I struggle with those things. I forgot. You forgot you were up that late? Or you forgot that he was sleeping? Because you didn't know he was sleeping until I just told you. So I'll do one more and then I'm done. We don't want to leave the last one with a child thing. Like, people do have the ability to. Well, you know, I agree with you, Tobias. You know, I know that as a young mom, there were times when I didn't think I could do it. Did I ever harm my children? No, but I know that people have the capability to break, right? And there are so many resources out there that, I mean, there's just, I feel like there's no excuse, but then again, I'm not the one going through it, you know? And she's only 6. Yeah, only 6. Only 6. And they adopted her when she was 4. People that live normal lives that never had anything, then suddenly an event happens, scars them mentally. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. But to take it out on a child that cannot physically do anything to defend themselves, I think is what gets me out of all of these. And you know, I'm not saying a cheating man or a cheating woman or those things deserve death by any means, right? We talked about it earlier. Get a damn divorce, walk away, shut the door, pack a bag, leave, do whatever you gotta do. But my brain can't fathom it. My brain doesn't work like that. I cannot wrap my head around how hurting a child solves a problem. That doesn't solve anything. Like, you feel like a bigger person by hurting a child that can't defend themselves? It's disgusting. I don't get it. Okay, last story. This one is kind of a funny, I think. So we'll leave it at this one. Stuff like that. I know, Henry. That's why I only tried to do one child story today, because I hadn't done crime in a while, and there were a lot of children cases, and it's disgusting. A lot of them were like children. Why? Infants. Young. Okay. Sounds like this is a funny one, so we're gonna end it here. A Florida man, Florida, we love Florida, was arrested at an auto parts store in Georgia after he was heard barking like a dog for more than an hour. According to an incident report from the Forest Police Department, the owner of an advanced auto parts store called police to report a white male who had been at the store for over an hour and was barking like a dog. When officers arrived and confronted the man, who was identified as 29-year-old Jonathan Navis, they asked him what was going on. He responded that he had no idea that he was causing any issues. Forest police officers asked Navis for some identification, and he told them that his driver's license was in his car in the parking lot outside. Navis was then escorted out of the store. Upon arriving at Navis's car, officers said they spotted a clear baggie containing syringes on the passenger seat, one of which was filled with a clear substance. Fools and rainy. It's just rainy, but thank you. Hi, how are you? The search of the car commenced, which also resulted in the recovery of another baggie. This one contained a clear crystal substance, my loves. According to the incident report, a field test conducted by the officers revealed that the substance was meth. Navis was subsequently placed in custody after getting more of his identifying information. Police found that there was a warrant out for his arrest in his home state of Florida. No way. I know. Who would have thought a man barking for an hour at an auto parts store had meth? No, I wouldn't believe it. Out of Florida? No. Never. Dispatchers from Monroe County confirmed the warrant while Navis sat in the back of the squad car. When Navis was asked by one of the officers what the substance in the syringe was, he told the officers it was blood. Blood. Clear blood. That's what it is. The baggies were confiscated by police as evidence, and Navis was brought to the Monroe County Detention Center. The incident report noted that Florida was ready to take Navis back. Clear blood. Oh, man. Oh, drugs do funny things, guys. Sorry. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I thought it was going to say, like, bath salts, but I think bath salts is, I think there's meth in bath salts. Okay, bye. I think. I mean, it all is a stimulant of some sort, I think. Bath salts? I don't know what the difference between bath salts and methamphetamine is. I thought they were kind of the same. Sir, are you okay? Aren't they the same? I kind of want to Google it, but I feel like I'm already on the FBI list, so I'm just going to ask anyway. Hold on. What's the difference between bath salts and meth? I don't know, guys. The price is the difference. Mike, the fact that you know that is upsetting. Oh, man. All right, someone's going to tell me. Hold on. I'm looking it up. I'm doing the Google. Doing the Google. I really didn't know. They're the same. What's the difference? Okay. Bath salts and methamphetamine are two entirely different substances with different chemical compositions, effects, and uses. We're learning something today. You're on a list somewhere, Rainey. I'm fairly certain I am. I'm going to educate y'all today. The confusion usually arises from the misuse of the term bath salts. Can I tell you guys something? I've done stupid things in my time. I will tell you that. But when someone told me that people were like snorting, eating, injecting bath salts, I legitimately thought it was those bath salts that like our moms, like from the 80s, had in the bathroom that you'd put in the bathtub. That like smelled like roses. That's what I really thought. I really thought it was those. I thought that was bath salts. I was like, What would make you inject like rose smelling bath salts into your body? I'm not joking. They literally thought that's what bath salts was. Anyhow, tell me I'm not the only one who thought that. It's fine. So here we go. The term bath salts originally referred to bath products made from minerals like Epsom salts or sea salts, used used to promote relaxation and improve skin health. However, the term is often used to describe synthetic methamphetamines, which are man-made stimulants that are similar in chemical composition to bath products. Okay. I've never touched substances since my life. I'm boring. Lame. No, you're not the only one. I didn't know what it was. Other people were talking about it either. See, price is the difference. We're looking. I'm still looking. So that didn't help me. It just tells me about effects and dangers. It's just synthetic, which meth should be synthetic, shouldn't it? Bath salts are usually sold in foil or plastic packages. If you're curious about what bath salts look like, you can recognize them by looking at a white powder or an off-white powder. People use the drug to get a psychedelic effect, which is when they feel a surge in their mood and lose their perception of reality. Oh. So bath salts kind of look like dirty cocaine. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like dirty cocaine. Like crumbly. Cottage cheese, but not wet. How about that? It looks like crumbly. It looks crumbly to me. Crumbly cheese. I don't know. That's what it looks like. What does Coke look like? I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. And meth, obviously, is supposed to look like crystals. Like this. Something like this, but like little shards of it, right? I'm like my rock, but it's not. Do you guys know one time fools found a rock in a weird place in the earth, and I'm a rock fanatic. I love rocks. Love rocks. And I should go get it. Hold on, I want to show you. TSA chipped off a piece of it. Hold on, I'll show you why. Just a moment. Okay, so meth looks like crystal, right? Hey girl, I shared you out. Oh, I'm about done, Ange. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Fools found this rock somewhere. I love rocks. He found it. I couldn't tell you where because it's not important. But this rock is pretty fucking cool. And I had a feeling TSA was going to check my bag because of it. So this is my rock. I love it. And they did end up taking a little chunk right there. You see it in the corner? To decipher if, oh, actually right here. Right there. You see it? Because I mean, you never know, right? Like, that could be worth a lot of money, just saying. But it does look like a tad sus. Um, so they did, I knew it was going to happen. I had a feeling it was going to happen. And I'm glad they didn't crack it, because I think it is pretty freaking cool that it came out of the earth in this shape. This is natural. It was not cut anywhere, like in a whatever. But yes, TSA did that. There also was a time that it wasn't a rock, but when I went to Europe, I went to Europe to go visit my parent company that I work for. And you fly in and out of Amsterdam. Well, as many of you know, Amsterdam is a country that has lots of drugs, lots and lots, including weed. And my colleagues gave me a box, like a standard size box with books inside of it. Taste it. Taste my rock? No, I'm not going to taste my rock. It is not, ma'am, this is not Himalayan salt. Look at it's white. It's not pink. Do you see that? Amsterdam is a city. No. Yeah, that's true. It is. The Netherlands. My apologies, Tobias. Whatever. What did I call it? Did I call it a country? You're weird, queen. I can say this. I am Dutch. Tobias, fair enough. My parent company is actually in Den Helder. So if that puts things into perspective. Anyhow, my company gave me, I sent you my rock photos. Oh, I have other rocks. Oh, can I show you one more? I know we shouldn't be doing this. Anyway, let me focus. My ADHD brain needs to fucking pull it together. They gave me a box of 5 books. 5 books that I was supposed to give out to my customers. Well, me being who I am, I put it in the middle of my suitcase. You can't show rocks on YouTube. I'm gonna do it. I put my box of books in the middle of my suitcase, and I closed up my suitcase. Well, sure as shit, TSA, my suitcase went through the scanny thing, and that shit looked like a big old brick in the middle of my suitcase. Because it was a pile of books in a box. So, I don't know if anyone else has had their baggage checked by TSA, but mine got checked. Why would I taste my rock? That's weird. Hold on, I have one other rock. This one's amazing. And I probably shouldn't show you them because it's a thing, but hold on. Okay, I lied, I brought 3. Okay, hold on. Everybody's still sleeping, guys. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd for rocks. I'm so sorry. If this bothers you, I don't care. You went from crime to rocks. So there's this one. This one's really cool. It's purple. This one. Angie, I just see now your message. Well, I don't see it yet, but I have this one. And these are all, they came from, Ange, stop it! Ange's just like sending me all these messages. I get flagged by TSA every time. This one is the newest one to the collection. Oh my God. I don't want you to be jealous of this one, but are you ready? Look at this one. I love it. Can you see it? Came for the crime, staying for the rocks. Yes, this one is fantastic. I love this one. It's also my favorite. Now this one's really cool. And I want you to know that all of these rocks were found. None of these ones were purchased, except for this one. I purchased this one when I went to Oregon, but hold on. This one is dusty. Dang it all to heck. And I would love to tell you that I knew what all of these rocks are. This is my other rock. Oh, that looks like it's too sweet. This one is also one of my favorites. Ministry of Defense, welcome. I'm talking crime, and then I decided to show my rocks because we were talking about drugs. Look, if I could tell you why my brain works the way it does, I don't know. But this one is fantastic. It is my favorite rock. I don't know how much they are because I don't care. That's not important. I have heard they're worth money, but I'm not trying to sell rocks. So that's this one is really cool. So yeah, I've got like little tiny ones as well. But I love rocks. And Fools knows I'm a nerd. Fools knows I love rocks, so if he finds me rocks, he will bring them to me. And I will tell you, all of these rocks were found by Fools. So that one definitely Queen, are you okay? That's like $10,000. No, it's not. Why would a rock be worth 10 grand? That's crazy. I would not pay 10 grand for a rock. I'm just letting you know. But this one, love it. And I think you have to like look at the clarity of them. I don't know how it works because I'm not a geologist. I don't know anything about that. I just know I like it. So those are some of my rocks. Ever see? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna look right now though, since we're on the Google machine. PET, hold on. OS KEY. Well, if I could spell rocks. Really? That's interesting. It kind of reminds me of like a dinosaur egg, sort of. Like a speckled dinosaur egg. Well, those are fun. Amethyst is purple. I do have a really pretty purple one too. So this one has speckles of purple, which this needs to be dusted off too. But I do have like a really purple one as well. Fish scales. Oh yeah, I could see that. Here, let me flop you around. As long as I don't dox myself with my tabs. Those are those speckled rocks that Micah's telling us about right now. I see scales, I see speckles. Like this one, that one's really speckly. I hope you guys like rocks. I'm a rock nerd. I'm sorry. I love rocks. I'm weird about rocks. So when I was okay, stop nerding out on rocks or I won't get anything done. When the kids were younger, we would go for walks. And every time we would go for walks, the goal would be for them to find rocks that look like a heart. So I've got a collection, small collection. When the kids would go out, they would find me rocks that looked like hearts. And it just so happened, when I worked at the landscaping center, I was in the office doing my job, and one of the guys that worked there came in and they were like, Rainey, we found a rock and we think you're gonna love it. Sure as shit. There was a piece of flagstone. So if you guys know what flagstone is, it's typically the flat rock that you'll make like a pathway out of. It was shaped just like a heart. So I have that, and it's actually pretty big. It's like this big. And I've still yet to make a pathway with it, but that was really cool to find that it was accidentally cut into a heart, you know, just by the way it was. Show us. Iker. It is outside next to the porch in the front. And I don't know if you haven't seen the outside. I have about 5.5 feet of snow right now. in the front because of the awning and it fell down. So you cannot see that heart right now, unfortunately. Make it the last stepping stone to the front door. Yeah, I'm going to do something with it for sure. But it is, I can't remember the type of flagstone it is, but that rock is so cool. No, it's like I wouldn't paint it because it's a rusty color. It's got like some purples and some browns and what is the type of flagstone? Shit. It's been years since I worked. Is it rainbow? Rainbow flagstone? Rainbow flagstone. Rainbow. Let me look. Anyway, it's got multiple colors in it. So it's really, really cool. Kind of definitely rustic looking. So, like copper. Yeah, it's got some copper in it. Well, I mean, obviously it's kind of got those red hues, but I can't find anything online. And each place, it's like, if I call this rainbow stone, I mean, the next company could call it something different. So I don't want to say that's the name of it because I honestly have no idea after all these years. You're eating dinner in between. Anyway, those are my rocks. Those are my rocks. Oh, and I did get this one when I went to the coast because, as I told you, I love me some hearts. So I got this one too. About that heart rock. I don't want to throw it down, but it's my heart rock. Stays here in the office. I have another heart rock somewhere in the house that's all shiny like that. It's like a paperweight. I love rocks, but yes, this is the newest one and it is my favorite. Well, no, that's not true. They're all my favorites, but this one is pretty freaking cool quartz there. Yes. It's breakfast for us. Yeah, it's about lunchtime. I saw the love rock. Oh, yes. Yeah. And it was so much fun with the kids when we'd go for walks. And they'd be like, Mom, I found a heart for you. Good times. And I still have them. Still have them. Looks like a dill. What looks like a dill? I don't know what kind this is. I think this is a smoky quartz, if I remember correctly. And when you find rocks, you have to go to the ones that are calling you, is what they say. I don't know. I don't know if I believe in what they say about rocks. Did you make pet rocks? No. I've never made pet rocks and I've never painted rocks, ever. I try to find the ones that are right here since this is how much, where would we find those? In the earth, krills. Typically far underground, from what I've heard. Hi, Mary. So we've got the river, right, in the backyard. Because I'm such a nerd with rocks, Fool's parents bought me a fantastic rock tumbler, like a really nice, not like the little kid one that's like, you know, $10 or whatever that you get from like the toy store. They got me a really, really nice one that I haven't even used yet. So in the back, did red actually kill a baby deer? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. He's a Marine. I don't know. But when I'd go into the river, I would pick all the quartz out because I'm a big fan of the quartz. And I've got a little pile out the back door that I need to tumble in my tumbler. And prior to the shop being built, I didn't want to do that in the house because it's fairly loud because they have to tumble for like 7+ days straight. So maybe I should try that. I should write a note. But I do have a rock tumbler as well because I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. You guys didn't know I was a nerd, did you? Weeks. Ariel, okay. Thank you for sharing. I know it's a long time, and I just knew I didn't want that noise in the house. So it's got to go outside, probably in the shop. to be obnoxious to whoever's out there. So anyhow, we've been here for way too long. You guys need to go take showers, brush your teeth, comb your hair, get out of bed. I didn't know you had ADHD. Yes, I do. I do. And I don't know if as I'm getting older, it's getting worse, or if my brain is just not slowing down. But yes, I do have ADHD, but I do not take medication for it because I do not like the medication for it. So I just deal with it. I have tried the medication, but medications like that and I do not mix. You sound like you, like her one more time. What just happened? I got a rose quartz necklace. It's a present my mom. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's awesome. My son actually has a rose quartz that he wears. My daughter likes rocks too. 24/7. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't like the medication for it. You know, everyone's different. Everyone's body reacts different. You look like you don't have it. Oh, there's a reason why I work so many jobs and do so much. I cannot just sit. You just heard my brain out loud. I went from talking about crime to talking about drugs, which I didn't even finish that one, and to fucking talking about rocks. What the hell? Focus, lady. One subject at a time. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. ADHD cure pot. I also am not a big weed smoker, nor do I like the effects of it. I don't know. Drugs affect me differently. F the ADHD, you're amazing. I could sit and chat with you for hours. Yes! Look, my brain, Fools uses the reference of his brain is like a train station. All the trains are coming and going at the same time. I can relate to that, except my trains are loopy. They don't have a path. You know, one train leaving, the other one coming in. I've got about, I don't even know. It's like a roller coaster. Hi, Charlie. How are you? It's just wild. And I tried to explain it to my son the other day. I was like, let me tell you about how my brain works. And I explained it to him, and he was like, I don't know how you handle life. I'm like, look, this is exactly why I thought that I had to work today. I got all ready to go to the bar, and then I re-looked at the advertisement for the big event, and it said February 15th. So then I sent a message to my boss, and I was like, hey, are we doing any SNOLF today? She's like, no, you've got the weekend off. But next weekend, we've got the big event. All week, I've been telling myself I had the big event. But because I've been just so crazy busy, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together about a date. That's why I'm doing the live. Exactly, Iker. I thought, I'll do this live. I haven't done crime in a really, really long time. Let's do this for a minute. And because I know that other people go live later in the day, so I just thought I'd get this taken care of now. So that's why we did it. So that's it. That's my whole story for right now. And meth is comparable to this, in case anyone's wondering. So now you know. If you didn't know, maybe more so this top one, a little clearer. But anyway, that's where all that came from. Am I doing another live at night? Probably not, Iker. I'm gonna try to talk Fools into going down to a casino if he's filling up for it. I don't think he's gonna fill up for it today because when I walked out there to go grab my rocks, he was still sleeping. Try to catch you more. Thank you, Tobias. I know it doesn't help when I do it late and you're in bed or doing whatever. My ramble. You are not even looking like sis, but our big bro. I'm looking like a bro. Woo! I'm a big bro. Thank you. I've been called other things, and a bro ain't that bad. So, Dolly, thank you. Idea, Rainy. Leave for Oregon now. Come sing and gamble. Pfft. Oregon gambling is not the same as Nevada gambling, Ariel. You know this. Go to the casino to Nevada. My dad wakes up at 6 in the morning. Iker, that's about what time I usually wake up, especially during the week because of school. And I know, Henry, I was there. Not in the shop, but I was watching that live because I thought he was going to drive to the bar and I was going to have to think about life's decisions after that. More like a lovely sister. Thank you, Tobias. I appreciate you. But I don't think Fools is going to want to go. You can go live for karaoke. So, Ariel, we got a foot of snow within the last 2 days. Do you think that, I don't care about going live for karaoke, do you think that we will encounter any type of weather headed your direction? We're going to encounter a lot. What time did you go to sleep? Iker, I didn't go to sleep until probably 2:30, 2:45 this morning. I couldn't sleep. My brain wouldn't let me. Then I got worried about the guys driving when they shouldn't, and they didn't, which is great, but I just had to be sure that that wasn't going to happen. I'm a worry wart. People that are important to me, you know, I worry. Making sure they're okay and not doing stupid things. So, but anyway, I love you. We're gonna get off of here, go eat some breakfast, lunch, dinner, take a shower if you'd like to. Give yourself a little self-love for the morning. Get some coffee. Don't forget your water. Brush your teeth. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate each and every one of you. Am I Libra? No, I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. Fool's face planted. Well, that's what happens when you get fucked up and you want to be stupid. But anyway, I love you all. I hope you have a great Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you are. And I will chat with